right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Drive starts with a carry by White. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Rush coming for Young. That's caught. Here's Zamir White. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Young. He has the first over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Young to throw. Caught. Trey Tucker makes the play. It's a race down the right side. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
From the red zone now. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown! He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Carlson good on the extra point. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Herbert throwing right away. Hits his running back. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Chargers will have a first.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. Throwing on first is Herbert. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Taken away by the rookie from USC. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with the pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Chargers territory.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Young on the play action. Looks like he got it to the 27. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage. Sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Here's Young on 1st and 10. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. A give right side to White. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Into the hands of Tucker, complete. And he will take this in. Touchdown. The Raiders take a 13-0 lead. So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3 to 4 point play. Right, when you don't have to settle for field goals, you could throw it underneath and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders drive out to an early 14-0 lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the 35 on 2nd down. To his back, J.K. Dobbins. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
It's the end of the first in this AFC West showdown. Our score, 14-0. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. We're back and all set for the 2nd quarter. Charger football. They're looking at 2nd and 3. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Working quickly here. On 3rd down, Herbert. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And the Raiders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
The give here on 2nd. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. And it's just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
On 3rd down, it's Young. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down. Daniel Carlson out to try this Raiders field goal. This from 40 on the right hash. Celebrating a decade in the NFL, he sends it through. And that will add to their score.
Independent kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Man in motion here. First and 10, here's Herbert. Completed over the middle. This is ahead for about 5. Nate Hobbs in on that stop. Herbert from the gun. Escapes the... Oh, he was on the move, and so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Along the sideline, he brings it in. They say he got the feet down, too. Excellent work. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st. Back now, pressure on its way. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground.
The offense not shy about sending him downfield to try and stretch that secondary. Even still, one of the deeper targets you'll see him get. It's a shame they couldn't find a connection.
Pierce coming in motion left. 2nd and 10 now. Escapes out to the left.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from Allegiant. The Chargers in need of some points before the break. Third and just 2 to go. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it brings up an LA 1st down.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
It's caught. This is Lad McConkey. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stuffed at the 2. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. This offense in position now. It's first and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here's Herbert. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, L.A. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's not just the sport that you also love to cover in basketball. It's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, you feed him.
That one right down the middle. And the Chargers cut the lead down to 10. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Returnable from the 1. The ball is loose. And the ball skips out of bounds. Lucky for them, no lost fumble there on the kick return.
You know what? This game is hard. So sometimes catching a break or two in just the right circumstances is a big deal. Sideline could be your best friend as a runner, because you lose the ball next to it, there's a good chance it could go harmlessly out of bounds.
All right, snap and a quick kneel down, and the final few seconds are going to elapse here in our first half. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Throwing now, Herbert. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. Trying to find his tight end. And we'll see what they do here on second down.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting the completion in that area, and not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
Back to the air, Herbert. He's on the move. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Herbert finds him over the middle. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They'll run here on first down. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd and 8. Looking right, and he finds him. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Dobbins trying the right side. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. He couldn't get anything there, and now it's 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Another chance at it on 2nd and goal, still from the 5. Herbert now. Rolling left, and they take this in for the score. The Chargers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Justin Herbert with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Return starts at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. It's White on the give. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way was telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Defense shows blitz. Young. That's taken in by Samuel. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
Well, we saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Young to throw here on 3rd. Challenges double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers have it as he records the 1st interception of his young career. Well, Brock, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception right there.
We know that no lead in this league is safe ever, ever, ever. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. They all seemingly come down to the final possession anyway. And with a whole half of football left, you just can't give away too many possessions like that.
And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Straight ahead. Here's Dobbins. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. With a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Herbert back to throw. And this is going to be an LA touchdown. The Chargers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Lad McConkey with a touchdown. Dicker on now for the PAT. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Chargers take a 4-point lead. The Chargers kicking team is out, and they'll put a charge into this one. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. It's into the hands of White. And he's able to cross the 40 before going out. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Vegas first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They send a man in motion. Into the hands of Tucker, complete. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
All right, here we go, second down. The give now to White. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Raiders football, and they'll get to work, coming into the quarter trailing. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Young working from the gun. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Trying to find Brock Bowers. And 4th and 4 coming up.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. They're going for it, Young. He connects downfield on 4th. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They strike for 23 yards. And the huge conversion gets them a new set of downs. 1st and 10. It's a give to White. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for Raiders first.
Okay, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Finds his man Rice. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Receiver gets it on the handoff.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that brings up 4th and long. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they cut it down to within a field goal.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Hits his running back. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
On 1st down, they'll run. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
He's got his man. That's Alec Pierce. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Handoff now from the gun. And he's able to push this down to the 12. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Chargers clinging to a 1-point lead. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Another carry for him. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense.
Hey, I know the temptation is there. If I'm thinking in the booth, I know that play caller is too. That could have been a chance to be aggressive. Not the case. Go get the 1st down like they did, and a new set of downs to work with.
Has it down close. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Chargers get some all-important insurance. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. Dicker on now for the PAT. extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers grow their lead to 8.
Raiders 20.
The Chargers kicking team is out, and they'll put a charge into this one. He's going to field this at the 2. And he won't get to the 20. Out of bounds just before it, around the 18-yard line.
Their own 18-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Buys time, rolling right. He'll get this complete to White. And he gets it up close to the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Back to throw. He's got Bowers working the sideline. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Big shot is hauled in. Peter inbounds. Oh, what a play! It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
He'll look to throw it. Catch is made in close. And he'll be touchdown after a big play. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. They need the end zone here. They've got 4 chances at it. This is 1st and goal. Here he is to throw. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Young to throw it. And they're still up. Rocky brings in the touchdown, and now they've got a shot to force overtime. Now quickly things can change, partner. The pain for being taken down that prior play, yeah, I imagine that's gone and forgotten now, and it's been replaced by the adrenaline from finding the end zone there.
Yeah, that defense could have certainly used a pass rush from the previous play because that quarterback had plenty of time to scan the field and make a throw, and he gets an immediate measure of revenge for that sack.
Now a big 2-point try coming for these Raiders.
The Raiders will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it! And he's taken down! The defense maintains the 2-point lead!
Score, Chargers 28, Raiders 26.
Ooh, their comeback hopes are dwindling by the second, but any path to victory starts with a successful onside try here. And this kick is covered by the Chargers, and that should salt this game away.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
Chargers beginning to celebrate their win here as they take a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Chargers take this one on the road.